hands, how many of you can sense God's power in your lives? Okay, a fair bit number of you all. So we're here today so that we can learn more about God's power in our lives. Today I'd like to share with you all about how God's power in my life for this whole year. So let's bring it back to the beginning. In the start of the year, and I went to Thailand to study in Mission College. At that time, I chose to join a course which is to teach piano. And I had to find 4 students, one of which was an adult. And since I just came to the university, I had no idea who the adults were. How could I find my student? And so I asked my teacher for help. Who should I find? And my teacher suggested to me, you know, the teachers in the English department, they are very interested to learn piano. And so I went, hoping that I could find a student. As I went there though, I met one of the teachers whom I knew. And she told me she was interested, but as I mentioned that she had to play for a recital, a performance, she immediately backed off and said, well, I don't think I can do that. And she said, most likely the rest will not be interested as well. And so, with my back against the wall, I decided to pray to God, and I prayed that I might be able to find a student. So later that day, in the afternoon, I had my lunch. And beside me, I was eating lunch, were 2 different adults. And we finished lunch about the same time together. And as we finished lunch, and we were walking along to the science building, I felt strongly impressed that I should ask them if they would be interested. And so I asked them, well, any of you would be interested to learn piano? The first one responded, no, not really, but maybe my friend would be. And turns out her friend was really interested and she didn't mind to play in a performance as well. And that time I was overjoyed. That was the answer to my prayer. And after the performance, a few months later, she shared with me too on how my teaching of her was actually also an answer to her prayer. Here is, she sent me a message. She said, you may not know, for God really supported what I need. I was really interested when you first came and asked for that lesson. I couldn't believe my ears when I heard it as well. Thank you for making my dream come true. I know that God really sent you when I need it. And I was like, wow. My answer to my prayer is the answer to her prayer that she'd been praying to God as well at that time. And so the first short testimony I want to share is God's power in our lives can be found when we pray to Him. God's answer to the power in life is through prayer. We may not always receive it immediately, like in my case, but eventually there will be the answer. Or if there is no answer, perhaps there is a greater reason. Okay, the second God's power working in our lives that I'd like to share is after my exams and came back to Singapore, I was slightly disappointed, or rather quite disappointed with one of my subject module grades. I was like, why did I do so poorly in this module? And I started, it continued to bug me even though I tried to push it aside. But I think a few weeks later, I was asked to teach the care group in the last year. And I found this statement, which you can find in Steps to Christ, chapter 13. It states, do all you can on your part to bring about favorable results. Jesus has promised His aid, but not apart from our effort. And the most important part, when relying upon our helper, you have done all you can, accept the result cheerfully. And so I was like, it dawned on me that as long as I had done my part, I should leave it to God, whatever the result was, even though it might not meet my expectations. And so that taught me, and I accepted that that was the best. And so the second way that God works in our lives is when we read devotion through the Bible, through in this case Steps to Christ, that we can see God's power in lives. When we read heavy devotions and through reading, that's where we can see the answer to the questions that sometimes we may wonder when we worry about different things. And so that is the second way in God's power in our lives. The third is when I came back to Singapore, And I was wondering, how can I be successful in ministry? I was thinking, well, it's not easy, and I'm thinking, what is the way forward? And I met one of the pastors. He shared with me on how there was a pastor that came back from overseas. He was very well liked when he came back. Even this pastor tried to meet up with him, but he didn't have time, and he only managed to meet up with him when he was about to fly back at the airport. And so he asked me, what do you think the secret of his success was? He told me that it was a relationship. It's because he always cared so much about people that's why there were so many people who were interested in him when he came back. And that was just part of the answer. And the second answer I received that he recalled to me was what my professor told me. He told me, as a pastor, if you are able to love the church the way Jesus loves the church, you will make it. So I was like, wow, okay, that reminded me. And a few days later, one of my friends sent me a message, a quote rather. He said, duty makes us do things well, but love makes us do them beautifully. And so, through these three different instances, through my pastor, my professor, and my friend, I found the direction that I needed, that indeed relationship building and love was the answer. And so the third testimony I'd like to share for you is that godly friends is another way that we can see God's power in our life. They can give us the advice that we need, such as pastors, elders, good friends in our church who read the Bible. And so I think through these three mini testimonies, through how the answer to the prayer, my prayer was the answer to my students' prayer, that is through prayer first, through prayer and through the Bible, devotion, and through godly friends, this is how we may see God's power in our lives.